In this video, we will talk about black tea, a true miracle among teas, useful for its nutrients. It improves heart health, reduces the risk of certain cancers, strengthens bones, improves digestion, reduces the risk of diabetes, helps in weight management, prevents tooth decay, protects lungs, reduces the risk of stroke, and much more. We will also outline contraindications to drinking black tea, give tips on how to maximize the benefits, and indicate a safe daily intake of black tea for adults and children. We will answer an interesting question: who lives longer, those who like black tea or those who ignore it? This video will be extremely informative and helpful. So, if you want to become a master of your health, click like, and let's get started. What is the history of the discovery of black tea and its introduction to America? The history of black tea goes back thousands of years and is closely tied to the ancient cultures of the East. The first mentions of tea are found in ancient Chinese texts, where it is described as a healing beverage. Legend has it that black tea was discovered by accident in China in the 3rd millennium BC, when the leaves of a tea bush fell into boiling water and people decided to try the drink that resulted. Gradually, tea became an integral part of Chinese culture and traditions, and is also widely used for medicinal purposes. Black tea became known in Europe and America in the 16th century thanks to Portuguese and Dutch navigators who brought it from China. However, until the 19th century, black tea remained a luxury available only to the elite. An important milestone in the history of black tea was the introduction of its cultivation in other countries such as India, Sri Lanka, formerly Ceylon, Africa, and other regions. In 1600s, the British East India Company began bringing tea en masse to England, where it became immensely popular. Soon tea became the national drink of England and then spread to other European countries. Black tea in America also became popular, thanks to British colonists. The first shipment of tea was taken to Massachusetts in 1650, and since then, tea has become one of the most popular beverages in the country. Thus, black tea has an ancient history in Eastern culture, but became widespread around the world thanks to seafarers and traders who brought it from China and developed production in other parts of the world. Today, black tea remains one of the most popular and widespread beverages in the world. In the United States, black tea remains the most popular among Americans, accounting for 84% of all tea consumption in the country. This reflects the long history of love for black tea in the United States, especially iced tea, which is a cultural beverage, especially in the southern states. While green tea also increased its share of total imports, indicating a growing interest in green tea and its health benefits, black tea still remains at the top of Americans' preferences. Black tea, with its rich flavor and aroma, is not only pleasant to drink, but is also a source of many health benefits for the body. The rapid development of scientific research in the field of nutrition and healthy lifestyle has led to the benefits of black tea being confirmed among many publications and research papers. Let's take a detailed look at each of its health benefits based on the latest research findings. Number 1. Improves heart health. Numerous studies, including one published in Archives of Internal Medicine, confirm that drinking black tea is associated with a reduced risk of cardiovascular disease. This study involved more than 76,000 women over a 10-year period. And the results showed that women who drank black tea more than 5 times a day had a 31% lower risk of developing cardiovascular disease. Number 2. Reduces the risk of certain cancers. Research conducted by the U.S. National Institutes of Health found that drinking black tea was associated with a reduced risk of lung cancer in smokers. Links have also been found between black tea consumption and a reduced risk of breast cancer and prostate cancer. Number 3. Strengthens bones. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition confirmed that drinking black tea helps strengthen bones and reduce the risk of osteoporosis due to its fluoride and aluminum content. Number 4. Improves digestion. The tannins found in black tea help improve digestion. A study conducted in Japan found that black tea helps normalize intestinal microflora and improve gastrointestinal function. Number 5. Increases concentration and wakefulness. The caffeine in black tea helps increase concentration and wakefulness. A study conducted at the University of Oxford found that drinking black tea improves reaction and memory. Number 6. Reduces the risk of diabetes. A study published in the journal Diabetes Care found that drinking black tea was associated with a reduced risk of developing type 2 diabetes. Study participants who consumed more than 3 cups of black tea a day had a 16% lower risk of developing diabetes compared to those who did not drink tea. Number 7. Reduces stress. A study conducted at the University of Pennsylvania found that black tea helps reduce stress and anxiety levels. This is due to the amino acid L-theanine found in tea. Number 8. Improves immunity. Black tea contains antioxidants that strengthen the immune system and protect the body from various infections and viruses. A study conducted in China found that drinking black tea is associated with improved immune system function. Number 9. Reduces cholesterol levels. A meta-analysis of studies published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that drinking black tea is associated with lower blood cholesterol levels. Number 10. Helps with weight management. A study conducted at the University of Toronto found that black tea promotes fat burning and weight loss due to its caffeine and catechins content. Number 11. Prevents tooth decay. Black tea contains fluoride, which helps strengthen tooth enamel and prevent tooth decay. A study conducted at the University of Chicago found that people who drink black tea have a 20% lower risk of developing tooth decay. Number 12. Protects the lungs. Flavonoids found in black tea have anti-inflammatory and antibacterial properties, which helps protect the lungs from infections and other diseases. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition found that drinking black tea was associated with a reduced risk of developing chronic lung disease. Number 13. Reduces the risk of stroke. Numerous studies support the link between drinking black tea and a reduced risk of stroke. A study published in Stroke, Journal of the American Heart Association found that drinking black tea was associated with a 21% lower risk of stroke. Number 14. Improves skin health. The antioxidants in black tea help protect the skin from free radicals, preventing premature aging and keeping it healthy and supple. A study conducted at the University of Maryland found that drinking black tea is associated with a reduced risk of acne and other skin problems. Number 15. Promotes longevity. The antioxidants in black tea help slow the aging process and support overall body health, which promotes longevity. A meta-analysis of studies published in Aging Research Reviews confirmed a link between black tea consumption and longevity. Number 16. Supports stomach health. Black tea contains beneficial substances that help maintain a healthy stomach and prevent the development of various gastrointestinal diseases. A study conducted at the University of Michigan found that drinking black tea was associated with improved symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome. Number 17. Improves metabolism. The caffeine and catechins found in black tea stimulate metabolism, which helps burn fat and improve metabolism. A study conducted at Harvard School of Medicine found that drinking black tea was associated with a lower body mass index. Number 18. Reduces inflammation. The antioxidants in black tea help reduce inflammation in the body, which has been linked to a reduced risk of chronic disease. A study conducted at the University of Southern California found that drinking black tea was associated with reduced levels of C-reactive protein, an indicator of inflammation in the body. Number 19. Supports brain health. Black tea helps improve blood flow to the brain and protect nerve cells. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition, Health Amp, Aging found that drinking black tea is associated with improved memory and cognitive function in older adults. Number 20. Improves mood. The caffeine and L-theanine found in black tea help boost mood and relieve fatigue. A study conducted at the University of Pennsylvania showed that drinking black tea is associated with lower levels of depression and anxiety. Each of these studies supports the numerous health benefits of drinking black tea. Now, pay attention. There are some contraindications to drinking black tea. Although black tea has many beneficial properties, its consumption may be contraindicated in some cases. Here are the main contraindications to drinking black tea. 1. Caffeine sensitivity. Black tea contains caffeine, which can cause unwanted effects in people who are sensitive to this substance, such as insomnia, nervousness, anxiety, palpitations. 2. Pregnancy and breastfeeding. Consumption of large quantities of black tea may be undesirable during pregnancy due to its caffeine and other active ingredients. In some cases, moderate consumption of tea may be acceptable, but a doctor should be consulted before doing so. It is also important to limit the consumption of black tea when breastfeeding, as caffeine can pass into the milk and affect the infant. 3. Heart problems. People with heart disease, arterial hypertension, or heart rhythm disorders are advised to limit their intake of black tea due to its caffeine content, which can aggravate these conditions. 4. Gastritis and peptic ulcer disease. Black tea may aggravate symptoms of gastritis or peptic ulcer disease due to its tannin content, which can increase acidity in the stomach and irritate the mucous membranes. 5. Gout. Consumption of black tea can increase uric acid levels in the blood, which can lead to gout exacerbation or worsen symptoms. 6. Some neurological disorders. Consumption of large amounts of caffeine, including that found in black tea, can aggravate some neurological disorders such as anxiety, restlessness, migraine, etc. 7. Diabetes mellitus. Consumption of black tea can affect blood glucose levels and insulin requirements in people with diabetes mellitus. Therefore, it is important to exercise caution and monitor sugar levels when drinking tea. It is important to remember that these contraindications can be relative and depend on each person's individual characteristics. It is recommended to consult a doctor before including black tea in your diet, especially if you have any chronic diseases or health problems. Next question. What are the recommended intakes of black tea for children, adolescents, and adults? The recommended intake of black tea can vary depending on age, overall health, and individual differences. Here are general black tea consumption recommendations for children, adolescents, and adults. Children, ages 4 to 12 years. Black tea consumption in children at this age should be limited due to the caffeine and other active ingredients. It is generally recommended to give children no more than 1-2 cups of black tea per day. It is important to monitor the reaction of the child's body and take into account his/her individual characteristics. Adolescents, age 13 to 18 years. Adolescents can consume black tea in moderate amounts. It is recommended to limit caffeine intake to 100 milligrams per day, which is equivalent to about 1-2 cups of black tea. It is important to consider the adolescent's individual characteristics, general health, and response to caffeine. Adults, 18 years and older. For adults, drinking black tea in moderation is recommended. Generally, no more than 2-3 cups of black tea per day is recommended. It is important to remember that individual needs may vary depending on overall health, level of physical activity, and other factors. You should also consider the caffeine content of other sources, such as coffee or carbonated beverages, to avoid excess caffeine in the body. It is recommended to consult a physician before making changes to the black tea intake, especially in children and adolescents. Next question. How do I maximize the health benefits of drinking black tea? To maximize the health benefits of drinking black tea, you should follow a few guidelines. 1. Consume in moderation. Drink black tea in moderation, not exceeding the recommended daily intake. Avoid excessive consumption, especially if you have contraindications such as high blood pressure or pregnancy. 2. Choose quality tea. Buy high-quality black tea without additives and artificial flavors. Quality teas contain more nutrients and have a better flavor. 3. Don't add too much sugar. Avoid adding too much sugar to your tea, as this can reduce its health benefits and lead to unnecessary calorie intake. 4. Do not consume on an empty stomach. Avoid drinking black tea on an empty stomach, especially if you have a sensitive stomach. It is better to drink tea during or after a meal. 5. Drink tea without milk. Adding milk can reduce the antioxidant properties of tea. If you want to reduce acidity or prefer a more delicate flavor, it is preferable to choose lighter varieties of tea. 6. Don't forget your staple foods. Black tea should not replace your main sources of nutrition. Eat a varied and balanced diet that includes fruits, vegetables, grains, proteins, and healthy fats. 7. Maintain an active lifestyle. A healthy lifestyle that includes regular exercise and adequate rest helps improve the results of black tea. 8. Be mindful of individual differences. Take into account your individual differences such as your health condition, sensitivity to caffeine, and reaction to tea. If you have any medical contraindications, discuss drinking black tea with your doctor. And to answer the final question, who lives longer, black tea drinkers or those who ignore it? Determining who lives longer, black tea drinkers or those who ignore it, is a complex issue that requires extensive research and data analysis. In the US, the number of long livers, those who have reached the age of 100 years or more, continues to grow. It is estimated that the number will reach approximately 101,000 by 2024, and that number is expected to more than quadruple to 422,000 by 2054. Since 1950, when there were only about 2,300 long-lived people in the US, the number has steadily increased. For example, according to the 1990 census, there were about 37,000 long livers living in the country. This trend has continued to increase, and today there are about 90,000 people in the US who are 100 years of age or older. This number has grown from 72,000 in 2014 and from 50,000 in 2000s, emphasizing the trend of increasing longevity. In terms of state-by-state distribution, Pennsylvania was among the top 10 states with the highest number of long livers in 2010, with about 2,500 such people. However, there are some studies that show potential links between black tea consumption and longevity. Many studies confirm that moderate consumption of black tea is associated with a number of factors that may contribute to longevity. Many of the factors we have already named. For example, 1. Heart health. Some studies show that black tea may help in reducing the risk of cardiovascular disease such as heart attack and stroke, which may contribute to increased longevity. 2. Antioxidants. Black tea is rich in antioxidants such as polyphenols and catechins, which can protect the body from free radicals and prevent premature aging. 3. Healthy lifestyle. People who consume black tea regularly often monitor their overall lifestyle, including eating right, exercising, and avoiding bad habits, which can have an overall positive impact on their health and longevity. Thus, regular consumption of black tea, combined with a healthy lifestyle, can contribute to the overall well-being and health of the body, which can ultimately have a positive impact on the quality and length of life. More information on this topic can be found at the links in the description below this video and on our channel. Subscribe and hit the bell for all notifications. Please like and share this video with your friends. Thanks to our sponsors for their support. I eagerly await your comments and encourage you to watch these useful videos.